The waiting for the 2025-2026 Premier League season is almost over, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the Stakehouse season preview show featuring all of our predictions and tips for the season as a whole. I'm Conor McCabe. I'm joined once again by my co-pilot, Lucas Dazinski, the stat man. Lucas, how have you survived the summer without the Premier League?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's been quite refreshing. I haven't really thought about football much, to be honest. Apart from like maybe last week or two, I started, getting more into researching for the new season ahead. But it was nice to just kind of take a break away from it, and yeah, looking forward to the next week. But it still doesn't feel that it's starting next week. Do you know what I mean? It feels like it's still far away.
I haven't really thought about football much. Who are you and what have you done with Lucas Dazinski, eh?
Yeah, mate.
But no, look, the break was good, but we didn't just take a break, did we? We went and recorded a bunch of Stakehouse strategy episodes designed to help punters with their long-term strategies ahead of the season to ensure that they were doing the right things, building the right habits, and essentially trying to lose you as little money as possible. So please feel free to check out those Stakehouse strategy episodes if you haven't already done so. We're coming to you live, as I've just said, with our preview show. What we're going to look at during this show is we're going to do the top 5 in order of the Premier League and be prepared for some disagreements here. We're also going to look at our relegation candidates and put forward our 3 teams each that we think are going to go down. We're going to follow that up with a top goal scorer market prediction each, and we're going to end with our ante-post bets. So these are the bets that we're both placing pre-season in the hope of seeing them return some money by the end. So with regards to that, let's dive straight in, and we're going to start with the top 5. So we're going to go through this, Lucas, one by one. We're both going to start with our champions and give our reasons why, do the same for second and third and so on.
Yeah.
So we're all dying to hear, who is going to win the Premier League season 2025-26?
I mean, I don't think there's going to be any disagreement. It's got to be Liverpool. They've done so well in the market. Obviously, last season they haven't spent much. I feel like they've kind of kept the powder dry, and now they're just going all out. The team's like really, really strong. The signings are really, really good. Top players. I don't think anyone's going to get close to them, being honest.
Well, the good news is we're starting in agreement. I've got Liverpool as well. I just think, as you say, great window, great team, great manager. I don't think they expected to win the Premier League season last year, and they were saving up for a big summer this year, which they've had. The recruitment's been absolutely fantastic. They might still get Isak. I'm not even sure if they need him to win the league, but it looks like they're probably going to get him. I think he's in 4 to 11 to move there now. And I'll tell you one other thing to throw into the mix. You know, sometimes when you get a lot of players coming into gel and on big wages and for big money, you don't know if their hearts are going to be in it. This Liverpool team's heart will be in it this season for Diogo Jota. I think they'll want to get over the line and they'll want to win it again for him. Everything is pointing towards them going on and winning it. So I think we can move swiftly on because we think, we're both in solid agreement now that Liverpool are the team to beat. Who's going to finish?
I mean, I'll be very, very surprised if they don't win it.
I'll be shocked.
It'd be mental.
Absolutely shocked. Who's going to come second? Oh, he's pausing.
It's going to be tight.
He's pausing.
Yeah,
he's indecisive.
I think second's going to be really tight. I feel like I don't think City is going to bounce back as well. I think Arsenal might finish second this season. I feel like they wanted a striker. They got a striker. I mean, he's still going to be better. There's some question marks. Can he do it? Can he do it in the Premier League? Right? Can you do it in a cold night in Brentford?
Is this Gyökeres you're talking about here?
Yeah, Gyökeres. But he's still going to be better than whatever striker they were playing last season, right? Havertz, Jesus, etc. Like, he's still going to be an upgrade. Feel like they've done well. I think Norgard's a really good signing. Obviously, I'm going to say that, massive Brentford fan. But last season, he was probably our best player, and he's kind of the engine of the team, and I feel like he's going to apply himself equally, and I feel like that's a massive improvement.
Class, so was Caicedo,
Partey,
players like this,
yes,
and Partey even.
Yeah, I think
do you think Norgard's going to start
upgrade.
For Arsenal? Do you think he's going to start?
I don't think
he
so.
Is.
I mean, look, he'll play like 20 games, right? And that's still like the season's really long. people get injured, players get injured. You've got Champions League, etc. You need a decent squad, and I think he's going to be a key player.
I don't disagree, and I've actually gone for Arsenal second as well. So this could be a boring pod at this rate, but too much agreement. I do, however, think that if there's the Arsenal's potential undoing is at the back of midfield, because I think that Norgard is an excellent player and was really strong for Brentford, but I don't think he's in the class of the likes of the other players like the Gravenberches, the Caicedos of this world.
I don't know, but we'll see.
We will see. But I personally, that's my view. He's not in the same class. With
Yeah,
Zubimendi, I think is a really interesting signing at the back of midfield. He can really spray it and pop it about. My worry again, though, is he enough of an anchor room back there? Is he going to make the tackles, the interceptions necessary? No, that is part of his game, but the predominant part of his game, from what I know, is ball playing and creating. So could Arsenal be a little bit lightweight at the back of midfield? I think Declan Rice is going to do a lot of running in the number 8 position. That's my vibe. And the only other concern I'd highlight for them is they're buying up front. I mean, Madueke to back up Saka on the right basically is fine.
I don't think it's strange signing.
I don't think it's outstanding. I think it's fine.
Don't get it.
But I think the key area that they absolutely have to strengthen is on the left, right? Because at the moment it's effectively Trossard and Martinelli. And this script, we've just seen how this script plays out now. So, I mean, there's talk of Eze. But he is still odds against to join Arsenal, so we'll have to see what happens with this one. I think if Eze did arrive, that would be a monster signing for them. Absolute monster. I think it could be the signing of the summer even. But even so, I do agree with you. I think their overall recruitment hasn't been too bad. I did tell you in a podcast at the end of last season when Barella comes in as football director, he would make a splash in the transfer market. He has done. So fair play, and I do think Arsenal will come second. What about third place?
Oh, you can go first. I went twice.
Okay, sure. I'm going to tip up Chelsea to come third.
Chelsea, okay.
Reasons being, I think they are constantly... Oh, the dog disagrees with me. Excellent. Anyway, I think that they've improved and are improving all the time. The performance in the Club World Cup was exceptional. I mean, they dismantled PSG.
It's a one game, though.
It wasn't just one game. They won the tournament. They played a bunch of games to win the tournament.
Okay.
And
but before that, great,
mediocre
right?
opposition, and of course you can't look into the tournament too heavily. That's all fine. I don't disagree, but I still think they're improving as time goes on. The business that they've done at number 9 is exceptional. Both João Pedro and Liam Delap are excellent players, both Premier League proven. I'm actually really...
Pedro, really? You think he's good?
I do, yeah. We can have a little side bet on his performance if you like.
Yeah.
I think they're really well...
I'm not.
You're not convinced on Pedro?
Not convinced by Pedro, no.
Okay. But yeah, I do...
Big attitude problem as well. Could be a few sending offs.
Okay, interesting. But I also think Liam Delap is an absolute quality player, so it'll be interesting to see what time he gets.
That's a solid signing.
I'm really gutted he didn't come to United, and I wonder if he knew that they'd signed Pedro straight after, whether that would have changed his mind. Anyway, it's all ifs, buts and maybes. However, I think Chelsea, again, they look solid all over the pitch. They're stacked at centre-back with the signing of Hato as well now. I don't see any weaknesses in any individual positions for Chelsea. Glittens as well on the left is a good signing. I can't find an area of weakness, and that's why I've tipped them for third place. I think the biggest concern is still the manager. And I think the manager is still relatively inexperienced for his level. Because I think the squad that he's got at his disposal is good enough to be right in the frame. And so that would be one of my only concerns for Chelsea, but I think they'll come third.
I disagree. Look, I think it showed last season when Palmer's not playing well, the team doesn't play well, right? I feel like they're very centred around that one player. That's how they set up, and I don't think that's going to change. Especially the PSG game, right? Everyone's talking about how well they played. But again, Palmer was the star of that game, right?
Yep.
Without him, if he had probably had a poor game, maybe they don't win. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit too basic, but look, it was just like a few games in the tournament. You can't look too much into it, I don't think. And I don't think they're good enough to finish third. Hope I'm proven wrong, but no. Well, actually, no. I don't hope I'm proven wrong. Because obviously, I support Brentford. So
who's going to?
I think third will be City. I think City they're not going to finish second, but I think they're going to be close behind Arsenal. Like they made some decent signings in the window.
Who though? Who?
Nuri, I think that's quite strong. They needed some kind of quick wing back there. You're not convinced?
Is it incredible or is it good? I think it's a good signing. I don't think it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a good signing. Yeah, I think they're way better than Chelsea.
Okay.
Pep's gonna have a plan. Trust Pep roulette.
It's a nice segue for me because I've got City to finish fourth, so I would have them just after Chelsea. My concerns for them are the loss of KDB. Now, I get that he wasn't getting that much game time towards the end anyway, but I think he's a leader. I think he's a big player on the pitch and off the pitch. And one other key thing is they need Erling Haaland to fire to get them to third or above. De Bruyne was such a key supplier for Haaland, and they had a really strong relationship, the two of them. And I don't think Haaland's going to build that relationship with anyone that he did in the same way with De Bruyne. So that would concern me. The other thing that would concern me is I still think they're a little bit vulnerable in transition. I think teams can get at them in the counter-attack. We saw a little bit of that in the Club World Cup again. Al Hilal put 4 past them. So ultimately, I still worry for them in that regard. And I've talked up Rodri a lot and his importance. And while he's back, the one thing that you have to take into consideration is it's such a long layoff. He's now 30 years of age. Will he be the same player? I don't know. And for those reasons, I'm unwilling to put them higher than fourth. What have you gone for fourth? Have you gone Chelsea? Are we basically swapping those two around? Or have you gone somewhere different?
Yeah, I've gone for Chelsea. Again, very close. Fourth and fifth are very close, I think. But yeah, basically all you said about Chelsea. I feel like they'll finish fourth.
Okay. Right. No, this is where it's going to start to get a bit dodgy, I think. Who have you got?
United.
Who have you got to finish fifth?
To be honest, I think like the transfer window is really key for this one.
Okay.
Because I have put Newcastle to finish fifth, but I don't know if they get rid of Isak and depending who they replace, then not sure. But I feel like Newcastle have a good shot.
They put a bid in for Nicholas Jackson, right?
I don't see why everyone's getting excited about Jackson.
Exactly.
Obviously, they're trying to land Vissa. I think Vissa would be good, but he's not really long term. I'd say he'll do well like next season, probably season after that, but he's not good. I don't think he's a long term replacement, and I don't think they'll spend that money for like a 2-season punt. I don't know. Perhaps I'm wrong, but Vissa would be a good signing for them, I think. I think Newcastle will finish fifth.
Okay,
but it's tight. I feel like the top three, for me, the top three set is Liverpool, City, Arsenal for me, and after that it's like Chelsea close fourth, and then fifth is like could be Villa, could be Newcastle. Like Spurs might surprise us, probably not. I don't think they'll finish that high, but like that place is kind of open.
It is very open. I kind of feel the same way about the top two in terms of being set. I think there's a little bit of room. There's a little bit of room between third and fourth.
Not top three.
Not top three, because I've got Chelsea third. Right, but my fifth, I agree with everything you've just said. I mean, you've put Newcastle in fifth and then give a load of reasons why they might not finish there. I mean, they've had the worst transfer window as possible to have. Every single target they've gone after, they've missed. They now have disharmony in camp with the Isak situation. He's going to go, and they're not really going to be able to replace him if anything like the same quality. The hands have been tied by FFP, and you have to feel a little bit sorry for them with that. But I don't see any way.
Well, no. Why? Why do you have to feel sorry for
They
that?
can't offer Isak the money and stuff that they want.
So
PF.
That's That's what FFP's there for, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but you can't feel sorry for that.
It's a whole new conversation, right? But ultimately, they've got a ton of money sat there that they're not allowed to spend, and the rules are only
good. Well, that's it. That's how it should be, right?
But should it have been that way?
Sympathy.
But should it have been that way in 2023 when Chelsea came through? Should it have been that way in 2012 when City came through and have just bought their way in? Like, it's harsh on Newcastle.
Well,
that it's
rules are
happening
rules, isn't it?
Rules are rules, and that's basically the situation. But let me talk to you right now about who is actually going to finish fifth. And I swear I've taken my supporting hat off when I lay this out. So just hear me out on it before you rinse me. But I think Manchester United are going to finish.
Oh, bloody hell. Jesus.
Okay, so here's the reasons why. Hear me out. For so many years, United's recruitment's been diabolical. Agreed? And you kind of looking back and you think, why on earth did we sign him, and so on and so forth. And I would argue that even comes back to last season with a couple of players, mainly Ugarte, mainly Xerxes, players like this.
I can't believe you're saying this.
This window, you can't argue that our recruitment's been good. Agree?
I think you've overpaid for players who have
forget whether we've got value in your mind, but in terms of whether they will come into the side and make a strong impact, the answer is yes, right?
Yes, but not as strong enough to finish fourth.
Well, hang on a minute. Maybe not, right? But our biggest problem last year was goals. We couldn't score goals for Toffee. If you looked at Bruno Fernandes, if you looked at Garnacho, if you looked at Rashford, if you looked at Haaland, they all had underperformance on the XG count. People that could hit the back of the net is what we were lacking more than anything. Yes, we've got a dodgy goalkeeper. Yes, our defence isn't perfect. But the biggest
That's quite important, though.
it's quite important. But ultimately, if you can't score goals, you can't win football matches. That is the basic premise that United have looked to address. And no matter what happens this season, you can't look back and call it bad recruitment. And Burmo and Cunha are both Premier League proven. They're both leaders in their own ways. And they are both goal scorers. And that is exactly what we need. Seshko looks like he's coming. He is a bit more unproven, so the jury's a little bit more out on that one. But right now, we have significantly strengthened in that area. Now, look at the other teams around that you're talking about vying for fifth place. Newcastle, what have they done in the window? Aston Villa, what have they done in the window? Who else?
But the team is just significantly better.
Who else do you want to put forward? Brighton had a bad window.
Palace. I'd put Palace up there. Palace could be a massive outside shot.
I mean, I think that's a ridiculous shout. They've got
Bournemouth. Bournemouth could be back in it.
Hang on, Palace, right? Have got Eze and Gehi, who are both odds on to leave the club. And you're saying, and who have Palace signed? They've signed no one.
I said we've got to wait till the window.
I think that's a diabolical shout. I don't see. Look, of course.
They were one of the best teams last season.
Of course,
towards the end,
a lot of work needs to go in terms of the organisation. If we could replace our goalkeeper before the season starts, that would be nice as well. But I'm just saying, I think you coined it perfectly a few minutes ago. Fifth spot is up for grabs, and I think United are as much in that mix as anyone to get there. And I'll tell you something else. The bookies currently have United at 10 to 11 odds on to finish top 6. So the shout therefore can't...
I'll be laying that in a heartbeat.
Lay away. But ultimately it can't be that ridiculous a shout, right? So ultimately that's my fifth shout. So there you have it. There's our top 5s. We found some disagreement in the end for you all. Let's move on and talk about the relegation, because based on a few things that have just come up, there's more disagreement that's going to follow. Which 3 teams are going down?
I think the only team that you could say comfortably, I think probably quite comfortably that going to be safe is Leeds, the team that went up. I feel like they completely smashed up the champ. The big issue they had last season was Meslier, who just couldn't catch a ball to save his life.
Yep.
They replaced, got a new goalkeeper. If you look at expected points as well, they completely blew the opposition. They got 100 points in expected points. I think actual points were 102, so like they pretty much matched it. Whereas Burnley and Sunderland, nowhere near. Burnley got 70 points on expected points.
Burnley were really close to them. Burnley were
really... No. I'm talking about expected points.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay.
So they massively overperformed. So they were 77, so Leeds were 102 on expected points, and Sunderland 70. And one of the big things about Burnley is that their goalkeeper managed to keep 10 goals more than expected. And they've just lost the goalkeeper.
Yeah. So they're in trouble. So who's going down for you?
So it's going to be a bit of a rogue shout. So Sunderland, I think they weren't great last season. They're buying all these players. Who knows? Like Forest tried to do it. They barely survived when they spent all that money.
But they did survive.
They did survive. They barely did. I think Burnley going to be down there. Sunderland going to be down there. And I think it's going to be someone new. And I think it might be between Forest and West Ham. But I think it's going to be Forest.
Okay, interesting.
Reasons.
Yep.
They've massively overachieved last season, like massively. you had Woods basically scoring like 1 in 3 goals, something like that. The expected points actually finished on 50. They're in Europe now, Europa League, right?
Yep.
They got a really small squad, signed a few players, no one like huge, right?
Yep.
In Europe, and they're going to be focusing on Europe, right? They had barely any injuries last season as well, right? That luck's going to run out. So last season, expected points, they finished 50th. They got 50 points on expected points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say, like, they have to focus on Europa League, right? This is the best chance they're going to get Champions League.
Yep.
Like, say that might have a 10-point impact, right?
They might get moved on to Conference League.
Oh yeah, Conference. Okay. Either way, yeah. Either way, they're still going to like focus on that, right?
Yep.
How many teams have we seen, for example, Villa, etc., focusing on games and then the following midweek, then coming back and having a poor game, right?
Yep.
And the fact they got so lucky last season with 50 points. Say if they dropped 10 points because of, I don't know, like prioritization and stuff like that, right? That brings them down to 40 points, so they're right in the mixer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
So I feel like this could be a rogue shout, and you can get odds of 10 for them to be relegated.
Okay. You think your shout's rogue? My relegation trio is 200 to 1. It's not an official tip. You'll be glad to know.
What, City to go down?
But look, let me just give a bit of feedback on yours, and then hear me out, right? Because you're going to be biting on a lot of it, so you can obviously come back and go for me at the end. But in terms of Leeds, I agree they should be okay. I've got them to stay up.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that is a catch-22 conundrum for them, they smashed the Championship so hard. It's a delicate balance of sticking with what you've got, because hopefully it's good enough for the Premier League, but then also trying to make a few additions because you need to compete in the squad and this kind of thing. So will those additions slot in well and not upset the balance? That's what they have to contend with. I disagree on Sunderland. I think Sunderland will stay up. You've highlighted Forest. I think this is similar. But I also love two of Sunderland's signings. Granit Xhaka as a midfielder is an amazing signing for Sunderland. Absolutely brilliant. It's my most important position on the pitch. That's why I view the anchor role in midfield. And I also think Adingra.
Sorry.
It's all right. Adingra, who's come from Brighton, is a quality player. I couldn't believe that Sunderland managed to pick him up. They are two outstanding Premier League players. Confess, I'm not as clear on the rest of their recruitment, but those two players alone, if the rest of the recruitment's been that strong, then I think Sunderland have got every chance. It might be hairy, it might be 17th, but I think Sunderland can stay up. So the three teams that I'm going for, no surprise, I agree with you on Burnley. I think it's going to be really tough for them. They couldn't really score enough goals in the Championship. It was built on an incredible defence. There's no way that defence is going to have anything like the same record in the Premier League. And I can see Burnley losing a lot of games 1-0. That wouldn't surprise me. The other two teams, we've highlighted one of them already, and I've kind of given a few reasons on Crystal Palace. But I think that
to go down,
because if Eze and Guehi leave, or even if they don't, then heads are going to be thinking elsewhere, are going to be elsewhere. You talked about the point of Europe with West Ham. That is absolutely going to play a role with Palace, if not even more. And I think Glasner, as quality a manager he is, must be close to getting fed up. The owners have messed up in terms of the Europe stuff.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're going to be. They allowed Elise to leave last season. If they leave Eze to go this season, I think Eze is going to Arsenal. If they let Eze go, I think, and potentially Guehi to...
I'm surprised they haven't signed anyone.
Exactly. They've signed no one. For Europe, I mean, how are they supposed to compete in Europe? If you're Glasner, you're scratching your head. You're like, why have I've managed to do the impossible here? Win the FA Cup, which is unprecedented. And instead of signing players to compete in Europe, they're selling everyone. And another little thing to consider, by the way, I looked at the Glasner in the first manager to leave market, because obviously he won't be sacked, but I think he could get fed up, and I think he'll get offers. He's available at 22 to 1 or 23.0 to be the first Premier League manager to leave. And I think it could still potentially happen before the season.
Value.
It wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't say value, but I'm saying it's one just to keep an eye on. So I think if that happens, Palace to go down suddenly goes right in. And I think, again, I'm going to talk about it further because it's an ante-post bet, actually. But I think Palace are right there. The other one...
What odds to go down, Palace?
9.2. Actually, sorry, I backed it at 10. I backed it at 10. It went up.
Oh, there you go. Forest same price then.
Say again?
Forest same price.
Okay.
Forest odds of 10.
Anyway, it's my last shout to go down. I'm really, really sorry. You're going to hit me. But I am tipping Brentford to go down. Reasons why.
Clueless. Absolutely clueless.
Before you argue back, it's been a terrible, terrible, terrible transfer window. And Mbeumo's gone. Wiss is going. Hopefully Wissa goes, because you can't have somebody like that running around who's so basically against playing for the club. Norgard at the back of midfield. And most importantly of all, Thomas Frank's gone. And Thomas Frank worked absolute miracles with your club to get them up, to keep them up, to establish them as a Premier League club. If Keith Andrews, it's no Premier League experience, Brentford look like they've been caught off guard by the Wissa one. They looked like they were happy to let Mbeumo go and get full value, maybe even got overpaid, but they didn't want to lose Wissa, and they weren't
overpaid.
Fine, but they didn't want to lose Wissa, and they weren't anticipating losing Wissa, and that's knocked a big hole, and could result in a bit of panic buying before the season. The only thing that I think they've done well is in the goalkeeper department. I think Gallagher's an upgrade, but I don't think it's enough, and I think Brentford will go down.
I think you're clueless.
Defend your club, then.
Everything.
Defend your club.
What people keep forgetting is how many really key players last season were injured for us. Thiago, like, record signing, 32 mil, striker, injured all season, right? That's like a new signing. Basically, we've signed a new striker, basically, right?
Yep.
Shard's, I think, going to be more prominent now as well. Carvalho as well, injured most of last season. He's looking good in pre-season. That's, again, like a new signing. Henderson, all right, not as good as Norgard, I'd say, but still that's some good experience, and I feel like he'll do more to the team in terms of, like, giving some advice as well to the youngsters coming through. We've got a lot of, like, young players coming through that are looking good, that they can start. Hickey, he was out for like a year and a half, right? Really good right back. Rico, he's back as well. Coyote, we just signed on loan from in January, right? Like, really good player.
Yep.
What?
I've got him in fantasy, Coyote.
Yeah, there you go. So I feel like, people are saying we're not signing, but people keep forgetting, like, we signed a lot of players, and a lot of key players are coming back from injury. So I don't think we're going to go down. And the whole thing about Frank, Frank is good, etc. But it's the whole setup at Brentford, right? You saw this at Brighton. Managers come and go, they still do well. Benham's a smart guy there. They always have a plan. Obviously, I feel like maybe the Frank came a bit too soon, but I fully trust Brentford, and whatever we do in the market, we're not going to panic. We never panic buy. There was always a plan, and I don't think we're going to be anywhere near relegation. I actually tip them Brentford to finish top half at 4.5.
Okay. Tell you what, I give you credit where it's due. That was actually a really strong counter argument. So there you have it. Let us know who you think has got the right viewpoint there. I think there's a lot to be said for what you just said.
We'll find out at the end of the season.
But I've nailed my colours to the mast already, so I obviously have to stick with that. Let's talk about top goal scorer. This was a market that you were really keen to touch on. So talk us through the market.
I've gone for 3 punts on here.
3 punts?
So
oh, wow, okay.
fun.
Are these official? Are these official? Are we doing official punts immediately?
Yeah, official, yeah.
Go on, then.
So, first one, Solanke. I feel like a lot of people have been backing him as well. He's odds of 26. I feel like Frank's going to be playing some really, like, ultra-attacking football, and he's going to play every game, right? They don't really have any other striker. So, I feel like he could do well. The important thing is go each way, right? So, each way will be top 4, quarter the odds. Like, I don't think he's going to win it. Like, it's probably going to be Salah again or Haaland or so on. I don't know, but I think the value is in a quarter market, so I've gone Solanke. The next 2 are big prices.
Okay.
Over 150.
I love it. This is a rarity. We've never had such a big price from you. Hit us.
So, with Mbeumo leaving,
yeah, oh
and with Vissa leaving, well, he's going to probably leave. There's going to be a new vocal point in the team, right?
Yeah,
in terms of the front 3, it's going to be Thiago and Kevin Schade. Schade last season started getting into the rhythm of things, and I feel like this season is going to have an amazing season. Thiago as well, like I said, our record signing 30, 32 mil, whatever it was. He's going to be raring to go, right? And at the price, remember, top 4 is all we need. It's 20 goals. Look, I mean, Vissa and Mbeumo did it last season, right? Who would expect to do that? And if we're going to keep playing attacking football, then it's possible, right? Mm-hmm. Thiago, 150, odds of 151. Like, that's mental. That's huge for someone who's going to be starting every game.
Okay.
The market hasn't factored in. And Kevin Schade, who, like, yeah, he's getting into rhythm. He hasn't lit the world, but he scored, I think, 12 or 13 goals last season. He's odds of 251. Okay. I mean, that's just... I know, yeah, I'm going to be biased, but that's mental value. People keep saying, oh, yeah, lost your top goal scorer, da-da-da. We always replace him. Always find a way.
Yeah. How much are you putting on them? Is that 1 point, half a point? What are you doing?
20 points, banker.
It'd
be half, yeah.
Half on each?
Half a point on each.
Would you take winning your Schade bet at 250 to 1 if it meant Brentford getting relegated at the same time?
No. No. I mean, we're not going to get relegated anyway.
Just thought I'd chuck a high.
And when was the last time someone got like a golden boot and got relegated? Was that? Can't even remember.
Yeah, not a clue. Probably never happened. All right. Look, I think they're great shots. I love a long shot like that. I think important to back each way on those, as you say, top 4. One of them will go close, maybe. You won't get both going close.
Yeah, exactly, right? And look,
all you need.
yeah, exactly. And then you're laughing, right? Last season I had a Buemo each way. I think that was 80 to 1 in the end. Like, mental.
Yeah. I mean, look, the only shot...
Again, that's when, you know, when Tony went, he was obviously going to be the focal point.
Yeah. I don't really have a shot here. Nothing that I'm betting on whatsoever. My nudge is towards Gyökeres.
No, Mbeumo. Or Cunha, top goal scorer, what?
No, not for me. My nudge is towards Gyökeres at Arsenal. I know he's unproven in the Prem, but my thinking is, you mentioned it with Solanke at Spurs. Gyökeres is the only place the goals are going to come from at Arsenal, I think. Liverpool have got an abundance of scorers. So do Chelsea, with their 2 number 9s now. And I think City have got quite a few as well. So, and particularly with City, I don't like the Haaland bet at all, with De Bruyne not being there and being such a key assister. So I definitely wouldn't be touching Haaland with a barge pole in this market. Gyökeres, I think the price is like 7. Again, it's not an official bet. It's just if you put a gun to my head to pick one, I think he's not bad value. I think he's a shout to finish top. I don't know if his price is right or not, but I think he's a shout to finish top. Right, let's summarise with our...
No, whoa. I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry, crack on. Be my guest.
Top assists.
Top assists market. Go on.
I've got 2 shouts.
Okay.
Again, it's a Brentford player.
I didn't even know this was a market. See, you always
top assists, yeah.
All right.
Odds of 51. Damsgaard. He got 10 assists last season, and 10 assists is enough to get to the top 4.
Just to let everybody else listening into this pod know, other non-Brentford players are available for these markets.
Yeah, I feel like last season he had a breakout season, and I think he can only get better. Finally, after all these years having him, he's finally getting into things. And look, 50 to 1, it's a good price. And like I said, all we need to do is get maybe 10 assists. I think that's probably a benchmark to pay each way. And then the next one is Ait-Nouri, 100 odds of 100. That's pretty good. He's super attacking at Wolves. I think he got 7 assists last season. Look, I mean, he's at City, right? He's going to be bombing it down. He scored quite a few goals as well. So I feel like 100 to 1, that could be a cheeky shout as well. Again, each way.
Do you just wonder with City players? I mean, it's the same when you're trying to put your fantasy team together. I'm just so reluctant to put any of them in there because Pep's selections just are so all over the place. Yeah. I almost worry that Ait-Nouri won't get the game. I don't disagree with anything you said, but I almost worry about it.
He might do.
He might not get the game time to achieve what you would need him to do. That's what would concern me about him.
Yeah, but look, like they're going to play United. That's guaranteed 5 goals minimum, right? He could easily get 2 of those.
You know that every team plays United during the season. It's not like
yeah, exactly. Minimum 5 goals. So Thiago, there you go.
Minimum.
I can't believe Kevin Shaw's 250. Like that's mental.
Okay.
That's...
Have you got any more rogue shots for us?
No, but I'll be laying.
Tell us that Ethan Pinnock's going to score the most headers, or is there anything else that we're missing?
Clearances.
Clearance.
Golden Glove, Kelleher. No, that's a joke. That's. I think I'm all out to be honest. But I'll be laying United not to get top 6.
Oh, lovely. Thanks for that. Emptied the Brentford clip.
No,
all right.
No chance.
All right. I'm going to run through my anti-post then, and then you can summarise yours. It's basically all that I've kind of highlighted on the pod already, but I think Palace to go down at 10 is a very, very nice shout. So I'm putting 1 point on that. I'm also putting I say I'm putting half a point. I tried to put half a point on Glasner to be the first manager to leave his post at 23, but the bookies wouldn't let me put more than a quarter of a point on it. So I've got a quarter of a point.
What's that?
I'm done as
25p.
I'm done as a marked man. It's a proud moment. Glasner to be the first to leave post. I've got 0.25 points on that. And then finally, my last tip is a straight forecast at the top of the table. When we're going for a top 5, you said you thought the top 3 was solid. I think the top 2 is solid. You can back Liverpool to win the league and Arsenal to come second as a straight forecast at 6. Now,
second again, ole ole.
Exactly. I think they will. And look, it's not the most complicated bet. But if it isn't broke, then don't fix it. And I think 6 is actually a fair price for that straight forecast. So they're my 3 anti-post bets with 2.25 points wagered. Remember, if you're not betting in point stakes, you really should be. So set a comfortable stake, and then basically each of them becomes a point. You should be starting the season with a bank of at least 30 points. So for example, if your bankroll is £300 for the season, you should be betting £10 a point. Or whatever is an amount that feels comfortable for you. Maybe it's a little bit more than that, maybe it's a little bit less. So yeah, that's the advice with regards to this in terms of helping you not only keep track of your betting, but stay on top of it, making sure it doesn't get out of hand and all of that stuff. Do you want to rattle through your anti-posts?
Like in terms of official bets, Forest to go down, odds of 10s. Brentford 4.5. Yeah, these are all 1 point. Brentford top half 4.5. Assists, Ait Nuri, odds of 100, 101. Damsgaard 50, both each way. And then goal scorer, I got Solanke 26 each way. Got Thiago 150 and 1. And then Kevin Shard at 250 and 1. All each way.
All of your players are each way, and they're all half a point. So that's 0.25 points each way, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So how many points are you wagering in total?
Well, actually, no. I'm doing 1 point on everything.
Oh, straight 1 point on everything. Okay.
Yeah, why not? Seven
all out. 7 points versus my 2.25. Okay. Well, there you have it.
Go big or go home.
Some very rogue
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, please do. Some very rogue shouts to kick off our season preview over here at the Stakehouse. Hopefully we've whetted your appetite for a very entertaining season ahead, and hopefully you can get some winning bets on in the anti-post market yourselves, either by following us or getting some inspiration of your own off the back of listening to us. We're going to be back every single game week with a preview show and tips and predictions and analysis of stories from the biggest world of football. So please remember to follow us on a weekly basis. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple, please go ahead and give us a cheeky little 5-star rating. It would mean the world to us. Look forward to seeing you during the season. Let's go.